Oops, hang on.
Okay, we're going live. Well, g'day everyone. It's Wesley here from Business Blessings. So today I'm interviewing Steve Wanmer, who's an action coach. So Steve, welcome to our Facebook Live today.
Great to be with you, Wes.
So Steve, the reason why we're interviewing you is because you're going to be one of our workshop presenters at our Sell Business Breakfast on the 23rd of March. And you've got a great title for your workshop. It's the Absolutely Critical Essentials for Sales Success. So Steve, you are one of the most mild-mannered men that I know, but you're also one of the rather incredibly silent, quiet type salespeople who just hit the ball out of the park. I was trying to say so which is hence why I've asked you to do the workshop. So Steve, can you tell us a bit about your background and what you do?
Okay, the short version, Wes, is that I've been an action coach, business coaching business for almost 19 years now. I think at last count personally coached about 440 business owners in all sorts of businesses. And prior to that, I was in the financial services industry for a number of years in management roles and also marketing roles, business development. Prior to that, business development manager for the Bible Society here in Queensland for 7 years, and had some interesting experiences there. Getting scriptures into secular bookshops as well as Christian bookshops, and my early working life, which had nothing to do with sales whatsoever, and I'll be sharing a bit of this in the workshop, nothing to do with sales, just general insurance, underwriting and claims management, and never, ever, ever saw myself as a salesperson. So that's me.
That's good. So you've had to learn sales as you go, because you couldn't have done what you've done without the sales training that you've got now. Is that correct?
That would be pretty much it. Yes. Yeah.
So tell me, Steve, sales are so critical to any business, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And really, for a business, a small and medium business, it's the business owner that has to make sure that the sales happen. So if you're a business owner and you really don't know how to sell, you've got a distinct disadvantage. It's very expensive to try and employ somebody to sell your product or your service if you can't do it yourself.
Okay, and that's one of the reasons why we've chosen sell as the theme for this breakfast, because in my work with a lot of small business owners, I've noticed that a number of them don't know how to sell. And it's actually holding their business back quite substantially because they don't know the process for doing that.
Yeah, exactly right. I had to learn it the hard way, but I think I had a distinct advantage because I knew that I didn't know how to do it, and so I was just like a blank page to start with.
So, Steve, tell me, what kind of things are you going to be covering in your workshop?
Yeah, okay. Well, we're going to talk about how a sales process should flow. A lot of people don't understand that there are actually multiple steps in the selling process, and when you get present to that's the key, really. Then we look at the different personalities. You can't sell to every single prospect or client in exactly the same way, so you have to understand the different ways that different types of people react, and then that enables you to really get to the point where customers pretty much sell themselves. And that was quite a revelation to me many years ago when I went out selling first, getting people to the point where they just say, okay, where do I sign? I have to have it. Overcoming objections, we'll cover a fair bit about that. It's not as complicated as what people think, and how to actually set up the sale so that it flows through the process easily from the initial contact all the way through to the money's in the cash register or in the bank. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we'll be covering.
So, Steve, it sounds like that you've been able to you've learned how to break the sales process down so that you can monitor it at every level, see how it's going. And also, I think one of the biggest things about that is it takes away the fear from selling as well.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I'll be sharing a little bit about the fear of selling because I'm an expert at that.
I think there's a lot of people out there that are experts at the fear of selling.
That's right. Well, see, that fear can be either destructive or, and you can say, well, I'm never going to try and sell anything ever again. And that's the worst possible outcome. Or you can say, well, hang on a minute, that fear, I want to turn that into a positive. So how can I use that to be able to improve the way that I relate to people in a sales situation?
Yeah, so that's really good. And like, I guess the other thing too is that it's not just the owner of the business that is the salesperson, but actually everybody within the business needs to become a salesperson.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because that is exactly right. And you could have, you as a business owner could be a really good salesperson, but if your team don't understand that very principle, that everybody has a role to play in selling, they don't necessarily have to become salespeople, but the client or the prospect is reacting to your business in every interaction that they have with the business, and so we'll be looking at that as well.
I remember my very first job, the interview, my boss said to me, look, if you get the job, you've got to realize that you are an ambassador for this, was a charity at that time, and that everybody within has to pull their weight and do that. And I think that's stuck with me since day dot. But you see it, like sometimes the receptionist actually doesn't help the sales process by the way, they interact with people.
Yeah, exactly right. And that in the coaching, we've actually got some very big improvements in businesses by having a sales training time with the whole team, so that everybody understands that it's not magic. There's no specific formula. It's just very simple, applying very simple principles in every interaction with the client that makes all the difference.
Yeah, so that's very key. So that's very good. And which raises another point is that actually, don't be afraid to bring your whole team along to the breakfast. You can get tables of 5 or tables of 10 at their breakfast as well. So in doing that too. Well, Steve, thank you so much for it's given us a good insight to what you're going to be sharing about. If people actually want to contact you, what's the best way of doing that?
Look, the best way really is via our website probably, and the website is simply actioncoachnorthbrisbane.com.au, and you'll find all our details there, including our contact phone number, or you could email me just at my full name, which is a bit tricky for most people, Stephen, StephenWanmer @actioncoach.com, and happy to answer any questions that anybody might have.
That's great. Well, Steve, we look forward to hosting you and your workshop on the 23rd of March. So I encourage people to book into that. So they go to businessblessings.com.au and go to events page and sell. You'll see that breakfast there and book in. And don't come by yourself. Bring a whole table, as we've mentioned before about that. Thanks so much, Steve. And we look forward to seeing you on the day.
That'll be great. Looking forward to it, Wes. Bye.